They say that we're living on borrowed time. And yeah, they're probably right. Now, say for instance, if the world itself and all of those grains in the sand, that the hourglass, the world as you know it, ended tomorrow.
This way! Move! It's getting closer! Mom, I'm scared! We have to keep going!
And society is scrambling to rebuild. This kind of reminds me in a small way of this book right here, called The Road. Have you read this one? There's also a movie. I've never seen the movie based from this book before. Have you? Let me know what you think. But the author talks about a society that is dark, that is bleak. He doesn't describe exactly, from what I can remember, what happened to the world. It's probably a nuclear war. Humanity is reduced to almost a very primitive existence. If that were to happen, do you think that you will be on the table as a writer to rebuild the world? I think what they will do, they'll look for the doctors, the scientists, even the plumbers, the electricians. They want to get the infrastructure back to where it needs to be. But they are forgetting that even if they were to rebuild all that, they need the artist. Why? Why do they need you and me there? Because a city with only the infrastructure is like a man or a woman without a soul. Artist provides that soul, that rhythm to the city. Sometimes when the government wants to save money, the first place that they go to make some cuts is the arts. That's what happened in the province that I live in. I live in Ontario, Canada. Many years ago, they went after the writers. They went after you, the artist as well. They were thinking we need to save money, so all of these programs, we have to find cuts. And they cut a lot of independent artists, just like me. Now, do you think that's right? I don't think so at all. Rebuilding the world takes time. It takes effort. And also, it takes creativity. You can't just have a perfectly functional world without creativity. Life itself is not worth living if it's just based on functionality, practicality. No, you need that heart. Now, of course, we need doctors. We need doctors right away if there was something that horrendous happened tomorrow. But once they fix the body, you need the artist and the writer to inspire them to deeper and greater things. That's what we do. We create worlds. We are a part of the what if, especially fictional writers. Because when we look at a disaster, as somebody looks at a crumpled building, the artist sees an opportunity to paint something, an opportunity to write about that disaster, an opportunity to reshape our thinking about it. A few years ago, there was a horrible, horrible fire just outside of my doors.
So this fire was reported around 2 o'clock this morning. The Ottawa Fire Service attended. During the course of the fire, they determined that there was 2 deceased people inside the unit. One person did manage to escape.
I live in an area where there's a whole bunch of condominiums, and this one place was set ablaze. In fact, my wife called me. She was freaking out on the phone, and she said, "Hurry, York, there's a huge fire." So I ran home as quickly as possible, and she was right. There was a massive fire. But where some people saw a disaster, an artist, again, sees an opportunity. So I wrote about that, and also I talked about it on my podcast. See, there we go. We are essential. And also sometimes we may think that our stories is just a dessert after the main meal. No, it's not. Humankind, we need stories. Even if the world ended and they were rebuilding a constitution, they need writers to talk about heroes because we look up to heroes. We read about Luke Skywalker and fighting against Darth Vader and in the forces of darkness, and we say, wow, we want to be like Luke Skywalker or a Han Solo. I know, forgive me, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. But isn't that true? That's what stories provide us. Not too long ago as well, I wrote a story called The Resurrection Project. And somebody reached out to me. And the person said, wow, York, you wrote that story, and my wife, she is going through a hard, difficult time because the story itself dealt with life and death issues. And he said that he was moved. He was motivated. My story, my sci-fi story helped this person. Sometimes we doubt ourselves. We think that we're just writing and creating artwork just for our own selves or just for people that are not really going to appreciate it. You don't know the impact of what you're doing. Your writing, your art has sort of like a butterfly effect. It has waves, it has a vibration that could help people that are in another country away from you at the other end of the earth, and you don't even know that. Your stories, your art is doing something incredible. I don't want you to think it's just a pastime hobby. It's just a thing on the side. It's vital. We need artists. Because without that, it's just a valley of dead bones. That's about it for me. Thank you so very much for listening, for watching this channel. Also, when I am not recording, I'm also producing and writing Welcome to Earth Stories. It's an audio fiction sci-fi. Check out all the details down below, or you could go on the website at welcometoearthstories.com. And I'm pleased to announce that season 9 is just around the corner.